Hey marketing friends, Andrew Walton here with another video site review. This time we're going to be looking at Neostalgia Design's Branding 101 landing page and see what we can do to get them more conversions in more of these email signups here. So the first thing that I would look at is of course the headline and this Branding 101, this sort of 101 style headline I'm not really big on because it doesn't convey really any particular benefit, and in fact it does almost the opposite. If you think of what does 101 typically signify to people, it signifies sort of a boring and dry entry-level university course. So that's definitely not what I would lead with in this case. I would find a way to hit harder with the pain that the company is experiencing or the goal that they're trying to achieve. So this subheadline, in my mind, this functions almost as a quote, so I'd make this smaller. You don't have to put it in quotation marks, especially if it's not a quote, but this is almost the explanation of whatever your headline is. So it shouldn't have the same level of prominence. But really, at this case, in terms of the actual copy, I think it's a nice sentence. You can probably use it effectively somewhere, but whether or not this is relevant will depend on the new headline that you come up with. I would say think about what the new headline should be, and then take a step back and ask yourself if this is the most logical way to follow up on this. Again, I like this sentence, I like this idea, but it might be something to use somewhere else in the article or in an email follow-up or something. So keep this idea, but be open to changing this again with respect to what the new headline will be. And to do all of this, I would think less about the branding and more about why is the branding so important to the company. So this is the closest resonating with your target audience. This is the closest thing to an actual benefit of the branding. The rest of this is the what, not the why. By that I mean, okay, so you're going to get naming strategies, logo design concepts, copy standards, and how it ties together. But why is that important to me? What's in it for me? And we have to go a little bit deeper than resonating with your target audience, I would say. And I would take this from the perspective of the prospect. No owner of a company wakes up in the morning and thinks, I wish I could resonate with my audience more. Those are not the words running through their heads. So this comes down to really understanding not just what the audience wants, but how they're describing it to themselves. So with that said, this headline can work if you've established the benefits of creating your own brand above in this headline and subheadline, as well as below here. Otherwise, again, we would be dealing with the fact that creating your own brand isn't the thing that the business owner tends to want. Likewise, all of this doesn't sound like words that your audience would be using or something they would be looking for. The 0 to 100, I honestly don't completely understand it. I understand the advantage of getting fast results, but there's almost certainly a better way to express that than real quick. And these are things that you can talk to members of your target audience about and find out how they respond to this, what they think of this. And you can use this exact language, and I imagine that in some cases you will be met with a look of confusion or something similar. And the case may be that I'm incorrect about this, and maybe this is exactly what they want to hear. But it makes sense to go to the audience and find out from them. But I can say from experience that most likely this is not the exact thing that they're looking for, or the exact thing that's going to resonate most. Okay, so now that we've looked at the copy here, I want to actually zoom out and think of this more strategically. We're talking about branding here. So what branding is to me has a lot more to do with visuals than it does copy. Of course, copy is an element of it. You have to have consistency and congruency with the images that you display, but it's much more visual based. And what we have here, from Branding 101 all the way down to the opt-in form and all the way down, This is the first time we even see an image. And I think that if you want to create a stronger impression with your audience, you should actually show examples of branding. It's one thing to tell people a bunch of stuff about branding, but it's another thing to show them exactly what great branding can do for you. And in conjunction with that, you have to show them that you are the best person to teach them. And just with text alone isn't going to be very convincing when we're trying to persuade people that we're an expert in a very visual-based field. Imagine if I were selling web design and I only talked about it. It was all text. I didn't show anyone my portfolio, didn't show any case studies, didn't show any examples of success or happy clients or anything like that. So after you've demonstrated an understanding of the problem and presented the solution, you have to show the fact that you are capable of teaching them how to achieve that solution. And the way to do that is to show and not tell. So I'm not going to really comment on the blog post because that will take far too much time. Let's see. But we can take a look at the opt-in form here at the bottom. So really this suffers from most of the same issues that we discussed above. So what I would do here with all of these elements, take each of these logo design concepts, copy content standards. These are the features. Figure out what the benefits of each one of these individual items are. Even if you don't use them right here, understanding what the benefits are of each of these features, naming strategies, understanding what those benefits are will let you communicate them throughout the blog post, throughout your email follow-up sequences, and throughout this page as well. You might not have space to do, say, a bullet point list here, but this page, the main thing, if one thing will make this page perform better, it will be actually talking to your audience and having a much deeper understanding of what exactly branding means to them, why they want it, and then from that, figuring out how to position and to communicate the things that you can offer to them. That's really what all of this will come down to. So I hope that was useful. Any questions, comments, feel free to leave them below this video, and I'll see you in another video real soon.